Morning, boys. An early morning, boys. Back at the desk. Wednesday morning, about 7:15. I got all my rivets done. And by being done, I mean they're all filled back in again. What did you just say, Charlie? You filled all those rivets that you drilled out back in again? Yes, I did. And for a reason. All those rivets had to be drilled out in order for me to make them just flush with the surface of the body. In some spots, according to my research, the rivets were almost flat with the hull. So this thing was very aerodynamic. According to the research, the ends of this ship, both ends, tapered down to 1 inch. So if you were looking at the Hunley head on, like so, that leading edge was 1 inch wide on the original. So that's how aerodynamic this thing was. So what I did was, after I got all my rivets drilled out, last night I sat down here and I was trying to figure out how to do it, because I needed something that would shrink as it dried to leave a little bit of concave on those holes. So what I did was, I took this pigment, some white glue, and just a little bit of water, and I made myself a slurry. And I cut myself a little bit of thin styrene sheet, and I kind of bondoed the whole thing, if you know what I mean. Body guys know what I mean by that. I smeared the slurry in every single hole that I drilled, and I made it smooth against the hull. And then I let it set up for just a few minutes, and I took a wet cloth and I washed off what was left, leaving the holes filled. So all these holes have now been filled. But anybody that knows that Elmer's glue, when it dries, shrinks. So I figured, well, I'll give it a try, and if it works, that's what I'll do. And so I did. I tried it last night, and it worked perfect. So now all my holes, I think once I paint it and weather it and do what I'm going to do to it, it's going to look all right. So I got that figured out. I got my deadlights are going to be figured out. So I got those little white pieces that go around them. And then there's rivets that go around the outside of that. But on these conning towers, there's just that little round piece that goes around the deadlight. And there's no rivets on the conning tower. It looks like it was just, they had 4 bolts, north, south, east, west, on that little white round piece. So that's what I would do. And then while I was doing that, Solomon, I was messing around with my propeller, and I think I got it pretty much set up. But what I've been doing, I've been online, and I'm if I can, I want to see if I can find an aftermarket one, because it's going to be so much easier than trying to build this thing and get it right. Because I don't know if I'll be able to do the pitch. I don't know if I'll be able to twist the propeller right to get the right pitch. The propeller has a twist to it, which is called a pitch. And I don't know if I'll be able to replicate that correctly, because all I got is that little piece, which is the hub. And then I got those three pieces. Those three pieces are supposed to go on that little hub there. But the only problem is these are flat. These are supposed to have a twist to them. But I don't know how to, I don't know how to get it. I don't know how to get the twist in them without breaking them, because or mangling them. So I've been looking online, and there are a few places that have them, but I'm not sure how to measure it. I'm thinking that you measure the diameter. So if it was like 35 millimeters, that's what I'm looking for, is a 35 millimeter propeller. If one of you guys that watch me can give me an answer to that, Solomon, Fred Henry, Benny, you Navy guys, or if you know where I can get an aftermarket one, because there was a place over in the UK that looked pretty promising, but they had a big fire in April, and they're not in business for right now. They said they're going to come back, but for right now they're cleaning up the place and getting everything so they can get up and running again. So that left that out. And then there are a couple other places, but they look kind of chintzy, and like I said, I'm not sure how to measure this. Should I measure, like I said, the diameter? I don't know. If I can find something close, I'd rather buy one than try to make it. I'm going to try to make it, but I know it's not going to look right. So, but I'll give it a try, see what happens. But I'm also going to keep trying to find an aftermarket one. But I'm very happy with how those holes came out. They're just countersunk. They're just below the surface like they're supposed to be. I was worried when I drilled them that I went a little too deep, but now that I got them filled in the way I want and everything else, I'm very happy with that. I think it looks pretty good. I got the top ones done. Got those done. I had to put pieces on the bottom on either end because they weren't there on the model. So, but yeah, that's where I am right now. Going to be working on getting the deadlights put on, fixing those, getting that all ready, and then I still got to work on the hatches. The hatches are open. I'm going to see if I can get them to work, and then I got to make my little spool. This is what they gave you. Oh well, way back there now. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is what they gave me in the kit. But I think I'm going to make one. And like I said, that in the directions, they had it go where that big white circle is. That is not correct. The spool goes back here. Spool goes back here, like right about here. Now that's, you're talking over an inch off. But that's where it is. I got my dive planes to work. Those dive planes will work. So yeah, that's where I am, guys. That's where I am. A little update on it. I'm getting there. But if anybody can help me with that propeller, I would greatly appreciate it. What I did was I'm running out of time, but I made a little circle. I measured the diameter of the hub, made the circle, and then I put the propellers right on the hub and just traced and figured out the angle. And but that's what I come up with. So I'm pretty sure I'm pretty accurate with it. It's just a matter of finding out what size and how I measure the size. So one of you guys can give me a hand with that, I would be greatly appreciated. So, all right, boys, I'm running out of time. Enjoy it. Peace out.